He had just left. She had just laid on his lap, sobbing, releasing the pain she had carried for far too long. About them, the babies they had lost, her friends who had drifted away, and about her father. She had begged for a cleansing, knowing deep down this would be the last time he would physically hold her, the last time he would be a place of safety that she could crumble into, so they could part fresh. Now she sat quietly on the edge of the bed by herself, her hair wrapped in a towel and her dressing gown heavy against her skin. The room felt impossibly still. Everything inside of her felt too big for her body to hold. And for the first time, she truly felt just how much she had loved him. In that same aching breath, she realized the greatest act that she could ever have given him was to let him go. Not because she wanted to, not because the love had faded, but because sometimes love wasn't enough. Sometimes it was about setting both souls free. She thought back to everything they'd lived together, their quiet mornings, the unspoken words, the way she once memorized the rhythm of his breathing while he slept beside her. The laughter, the adventures, the thousands of tiny moments of simplicity tangled with magic. She had loved him, not for what he gave her or the things he had said, not for the way that he made her feel. She had loved him simply for who he was. Somehow, even through the heartbreak, through the ache of everything that could no longer be, she knew he had loved her too. Maybe not perfectly, not loudly, but deeply. And that, in the end, was enough. She thought about how the world and how people easily discarded others when things became complicated or hard. How rare it was to love someone enough to let them fully be themselves, even when it hurt. She realized she could do that. She could love without ownership, without needing it to be returned the way she once thought she was owed. She could let him go, with love still blooming quietly in her chest. No bitterness, no anger, only gratitude, only grace. She could thank him silently in the sacred hum of her healing heart for everything he had taught her, for teaching her how deeply she could love, for showing her that she could survive heartbreak and still choose softness, reminding her that the greatest love stories were not always the ones where two people stayed together. Sometimes they were the ones where two souls grew bigger, braver, and stronger apart. She pulled her knees to her chest and whispered, "Thank you, I love you, goodbye." As the words melted into the quiet air around her, she felt it, the very first seed of new beginning, planting itself deep inside of her soul. This wasn't the end, this was the beginning of coming home to herself. The next chapter of their love story, a chapter written in freedom, healing, and hope.